What if I told you every software engineer, even the ones that seem like coding gods, has felt like a complete fraud at some point? You might be saying, no way, those guys have been coding for 20 years and they should have been figured everything out. Well, let me tell you a secret. They don't. In fact, half of them are Googling right now how to do a for loop in Python or how to exit Vim while pretending to be deep in thoughts. And the other half, they're trying to center div without screwing up the whole layout. So if you ever sat at your desk, bash your head on the table and asked yourself, do I even know how to code? Or if you have just been exceptionally good at faking it, congratulations, you're a real developer and welcome to the club. Why every software engineer feels like a complete fraud? Imposter syndrome is when you feel like you're just pretending to be competent. And at any moment, someone's gonna point a finger at you and you're gonna be seen as a complete fraud. And guess what? This feeling is incredibly common in software engineering. One of the studies that I read recently shows that in a survey that was done in 2020, 58% of software engineers at some point in their careers have felt that they are complete frauds and they don't know anything. The other 42, either lying or too busy trying to debug the survey to answer the questions. But why is this still so common in tech? Let's break it down. 1. The endless learning curve. Tech moves at lightning speed. The moment when you feel like you actually understand React, they release React Quantum, and suddenly everything you know is obsolete. One day, you're a backend wizard with Node.js, and the next day, you're being asked to master Rust and Kubernetes or whatever new technology and framework gets published. It's totally exhausting and it makes you feel like no matter how hard you try to learn, there's always something that you don't know, and you're always behind. 2. The Google-driven reality. Remember the good old days when you thought senior engineers had all of the answers? Yeah, no, the difference between a junior and a senior is not that the senior knows the answer to everything. It's that they're better at Googling the solution, especially without anyone noticing. The same engineers that are out there writing billion-dollar infrastructure code are the engineers that are copy-pasting Stack Overflow solutions with the confidence of a 5-star chef following a TikTok recipe. And that's just simply how the job and the whole industry works. Nobody memorizes everything. If you just Googled something, implemented it, and when you hit run, hoped everything to go their best, congratulations, you're a developer. You're not an imposter. 3. Social media makes it worse, as of everything. Go on LinkedIn or Instagram for 5 minutes and you're gonna be bumping into people who has built a multi-million-dollar AI startup over the weekend or in a month, while you're still trying to figure out where your code won't even run. Ugh, don't even get me started with the tech Twitter. Some guy just casually tweeted out on how to refactor an entire database, just for fun on their free time, while you're here trying to update your dependencies without breaking anything. The internet is full of highlight reels, but behind the scenes, that same person was probably up at 10 at 2 a.m. fighting with his life with the dependencies of the project, just like the rest of us. So how to deal with it actually? So if imposter syndrome is inevitable, what can we actually do to deal with it? 1. Stop comparing yourself to others and compare yourself with who you were yesterday. The only person that you should compare yourself is past you. Are you better than you were 6 months ago? Great. That's all that matters. Someone out there will always be better than you at something. And someone out there will be worse than you, always. It doesn't mean anything. You're on your own journey and that's the only thing that matters. 2. Embrace the learning process. You are never ever going to know everything in tech. And that's totally fine. The best engineers aren't the ones that know everything and has all the answers. They are the ones that know how to learn. Every time you break something, preferably not production, and fix it, you get better. Every mistake is a lesson. So instead of thinking, I should already know this, start thinking, hey, cool, I got to learn something today. 3. Remember that no one actually knows everything. Seriously, nobody. Even the guy who wrote the programming language that you're using doesn't know everything. Yeah, Guido van Rossum, I'm talking about you. Even he's out there Googling how his programming language works. The difference between you and the expert is that the expert has been confused for a longer period of time. And that's simply it. So at the end of the day, the imposter syndrome never really goes away. But you know what? That's actually a good thing. It means you're constantly learning, pushing, and reinventing yourself. The people who never have the imposter syndrome, they're the ones actually who stop learning altogether. So next time, probably tomorrow 9 a.m., when you feel like a complete fraud, just remember, even the best software engineers Google syntax. Everyone struggles with new technologies and frameworks. And for God's sake, you're not supposed to know everything. It's okay to not know. And most importantly, the only way to be a fraud and a loser is actually stopping trying. Now, please excuse me while I go to Google how to write a proper for loop again. And hey, if this video made you feel a bit less lonely in your coding journey, please don't forget to like and subscribe. And please drop a comment down below about the stupidest thing that you Googled or asked ChatGPT about. I promise we've all been there. See you in the next one.